So in today's session, guys, I'm going to be covering the Dow Jones, short-term Dow Jones. I'm also going to be talking about the Nasdaq as well too. And if you're interested in some potentially some high probability entry points on the Nasdaq, I'm going to talk to you about my trend lines that's going on through here, what do these trend lines actually mean, and where you could actually be looking if you're looking to get back into the stock market. Same for the S&P 500, same thing, right? I've got these trend lines drawn all through here as well too, plus also these levels all through here. So there's actually a lot of significant, amazing patterns that's happening right now across the market as well too. I'm going to be touching on the Russell, and the Russell was also shaping up for something really amazing like the slingshot pattern. I'm going to talk to you about gold and why gold could be really, gold is just setting up for something really big, guys. We could be getting ready for an incredible big move to the upside. I'm going to show you the pattern and also my targets as well. I'm going to also talk to you about silver, what's going on with silver as well too right now. And if you're looking to get in on silver, well, I'm going to show you some high probability entry points you could be looking for as well too. I'm going to share with you also the GDX from here as well too, show you what's going on. The GDX right now is shaping up to be something really awesome, and I'll be showing you why I am I'm looking for a really good entry point off Barrick Gold. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm looking for from there. I'm also going to show you guys also the good old Tesla market, because Tesla could be an amazing buying opportunity soon. Just real soon, I'm going to show you exactly what the pattern is and what I'm looking for a really good entry point. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty, traders. So this market update is going to be an in-depth, deep TA around probably all the markets from here. So let's actually start off with the good old stock market, and then obviously I'm going to go through a lot of other things and some mining stocks as well too. I'm going to go through today. There's just a lot of things that I've been sort of keeping an eye on for, and I want to go through those with you today, obviously with what you saw there. So let's actually start off with the good old stock market, and then I want to go through gold, silver, and all those sort of things as well too. So let's actually start off with Dow Jones. So the Dow Jones on a short-term level basis, you can see what actually happened here on the short term on the Dow Jones. And this is where just looking at the Dow Jones here, we can see here that the Dow Jones has definitely got a lot of support around the 40,000. I'm still pretty bullish on the Dow Jones overall, because if we go look at this weekly charts here, look at this weekly chart. One of the hardest things about trading is trying to sort of input what we think is going to happen, right? And we just never know. And the most important thing for me whenever I'm reading the markets is, are we still making higher lows? And if we are, if the market is going up and then it's coming back down, it's going up, it's coming back down, it's going up, and if it's coming back down through to here, is this the top in the markets? Well, we don't know, do we? And we can, a lot of the times in my last 20 years of my trading, I always would try to input, my thoughts. So if I look at the markets where we are right now, I can see we have a low, a higher low, and the market just coming down through to here. So I can input my thoughts about this is going to be the top in the market. And there are patterns that you start to see when tops start to form in markets. And that number one thing is about the breaking of lows, right? So if the market goes up through to here, and then it breaks, as soon as it breaks that low, if we are no longer making high lows, that is the very first sign to say the top is in. Until that happens on any of the indices of any of the markets, we can no longer input our fears, our thoughts into the markets about stock market drop. Because even when we go back to this COVID boom situation, look at this through here. And I know this sounds really simple, but one of the most important things to us is what? To try to keep our emotions calm so we can make good decisions. And so low, we have a higher low, another higher low, another higher low, another slight higher low, another slight higher low, right? So do you see how even though we'll start to get a little bit toppy up here, and yeah, so we can see that through just looking at the trend here, we can see we're starting to get a little bit toppy up here. Look what happened. As soon as we actually stopped making lows, right? We were making this higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. As soon as this broke the low, as soon as we're no longer making these higher lows and we break, guess what? That there was the point of now we can start to be a bit concerned about this being a bit of a top and potentially starting to see a bit of an overall shift in trend in the markets. But until that happens, we can not put our thoughts and our fears into the market. So right now, guys, this is probably going to be another higher low here, and we're probably going to make another move to the upside. If it doesn't, and we start to break, especially that's that whole major low level through there, the 38,000. If we do start to break that, that's when we can start to have a valid reason why stock market crash and all that sort of stuff. Now, by the way, what is a stock market crash, right? What is a stock market crash? A stock market crash is what? It's just a bear market, really, right? Like if you go back and have a look at, say, even the 08 period, right? Look at this here. This is 2008. So I don't want you to be getting fearful about what's happening in the markets right now. It's like, is this 08 all over again? It's like, if any of the indices, right? So we have this low, we have a higher low, we have a higher low, then we actually broke that low, then we started making what? Lower highs. And as you can see, right, this here, we automatically think, the stock market crash. So just remember, traders, like this whole thing through here, right? This here was the first half of 2008. Right, and then we had the Big Bang Theory and the Big Bang and so on and so forth. So we don't want to be thinking like, oh, stock market crash, because what is really a stock market crash when we look at the facts of what it is? All it is, right, is just a bear market, right? And when we do start to break these lows, guess what? That's when we can start to say now we're probably starting to go into a bit of a shifting of a downtrend. Now we're starting to form a top. But until that happens, my thoughts and my opinions mean nothing, right? And so if we're looking at the markets, guess what? Higher lows all the way up. So if I go back to this short-term now technical analysis on the Dow Jones, we can see that we have a good 40,000 support through there. Let's go look at the Nasdaq. And the Nasdaq is, again, the same sort of thing of what we talked about here, right? So if we have a look at the Nasdaq here, and I've got some trend lines here. Let me take this off the screen here for a minute. If we look at the Nasdaq, what's this here? It's just significant higher low. What is this probably going to be here on the Nasdaq? Another higher low. When should we start to be worried that yes, the top is now in? Let's go back to here. Look at this here, right? This becomes really simple, right? This is why there's that link in the description there, guys. With my trading system, I have 4 main rules, and my rule is this number 1 rule here, right? Which is the trend analysis. Low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Look what happened. As soon as we started to break that low, that's when the top in the market really started to form. And we started to get a drop through here and big up and then come back down, and we started to form through there. Then we started to get what? Higher highs, higher lows. Then we changed trend back to the upside, and then away we go through there. You see that through there? So all we have to do is just keep focusing on the charts. Try not to let your emotions and your fears get involved with what is going on with these markets right now, because it could do your head in, right? It can really do your head in, especially if you're looking at candlesticks and you're looking at this big drop through here, and it's just a correction, right? It's just a correction. This is probably going to be an amazing buying opportunity from here. So looking at the actual Nasdaq through here, we can see that we've had this move through here. Now, if you were looking to buy, say, the Nasdaq, if you're looking to get into, say, the Nasdaq, when would be a high probability time to say, okay, then if this is going to be this next high low, and we're going to see another move back up to all-time new highs? When would there be a high probability of saying getting in on that there? Would you buy it now? Well, you could, right? I'm not telling you to, right? Like, you could. Now, we could have more downside to come, but a higher probability is what I call a trend line breaking on the counter trend. And what I mean by that is this, is that if the market goes up, we tend to do something like this, right? We do something like this, a bit of a pullback, right? And then a lot of the times you can draw a trend line from this. This is the counter trend, this is the pullback, right? Because if you got, and then guess what? And then we start this upward trend, and then we start to do something like this, right? And then we start again through there, right? And you can generally draw some trend lines on the peaks. it can generally draw some trend lines on the peaks to say, when is this counter trend likely to be over? Okay, so if I look at the Nasdaq, that's the reason why I've got these trend lines here. Because like for me personally, if I wanted to buy the Nasdaq, which I'm chopping at the bits to do right now because I think this is going to be a good buying opportunity. If I look at this here, if I go back in time and you see all these major counter trends through here, this was the line through here, and this was the line through here, right? So you can see up, this was the counter trend through here. As soon as we did what? As soon as we started the break above there, that would be a much more high probability to jump in what? That next move up, which was just a high, and then you do something like that, and you jump in the next, and then that was the next move up. As soon as we started to make these counter trends through here, as soon as we got back above, that was a much more higher probability of getting in. You can buy on the dip, right? And then the market goes up. And as you can see, same sort of thing, right? Trend line coming down through here. Now these are the, as you can see, right? These are the counter trends or the pullbacks against the underlying main trend. The main trend's up, counter trend pullback, counter trend pullback, counter trend pullback, and that there was the closing above there. So I'm looking at the markets right now of this here, and as you can see, if we start to get a close above here somewhere, well then that is going to tell us what? That's going to tell us that's probably the much more higher probability time to be looking to get in on the Nasdaq, because that's probably where we're likely to see what's going on there. Makes sense? So right now, we may have some more downside to come out of the Nasdaq. And if we're looking at, once again, if we're looking at some more higher probability sort of entry points, just maybe wait for a breaking of this trend line, I would say. There's a few main peaks here we can use from there to there, and I have to say there to there. So let's actually wait to see if we do get back above level through here. We do have a lot of support through this level through here. So, and if we do hold here, we start to get back above, then guess what? We're probably likely to go for another leg to the upside. And that's probably going to be a really nice buying opportunity. So that's the Nasdaq there. Let's go to the S&P 500. And the S&P 500 weekly charts. Remember, we always want to go out to our weekly charts. And I like to use my moving average here, by the way, is a 24 moving average. And I like to use those on the weekly charts from there. So we can see here, low, higher low, and the market just coming down through here. So this has a high probability of what? Being another higher low. And you can see what I'm saying here, right? Like even on the S&P 500, what happened here? Right? Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher low. As soon as we actually broke that low right there, or even maybe this other low through here, that's when we should start to get worried, right? But as you can see, look at this here. Even though we did have this big drop down through here, which broke the low, which tells us what? An upward trend. If the market makes higher lows, the trend is still up. So if the market does this through here, which we're doing low, higher low, this is still a massive upward trend through here. No need to fear this market right now, right? Because this is probably going to be another high low. This is a very, very, very strong market right now, guys. Very strong market. Very, 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 very strong market. And we can utilize our fears and our opinions and our thoughts and all this sort of stuff. And we can down. And if you probably have been, right, as I'm watching this YouTube video, you probably spent the whole weekend going down this massive rabbit hole about significant market crashes and so on and so forth. To me, I'm just like, I want to be able to see the facts of what's really going on right now, right? What is really going on right now? And that's where, like, for me personally, I want to be able to do that so I can actually see what's really going on, what's the truth, not let my emotions get involved, so I can make much better trading decisions. Makes sense? And that's exactly what I do when it comes to my coaching clients. If you're interested in that, guys, then I think that, there's a link in the description there. You can go fill out the application form, and I'll personally call you to see if you're a good fit, if you want to join my actual daily coaching program where I'm with you every single day and you get to see what I'm doing. But as you can see, right, there's nothing to be worried about until we actually break the low, which is this low down here, which is going to be a big drop if that's to happen. It's probably not going to be happening right now. Like the top's not going to be in right now. Remember, tops in market comes from the very first sign we need to be worried about when we actually have factual evidence that something is changing in the market is what the charts are telling us, right? This here is when the market started to change. And then we came down, and look at this here. And then we actually had a bounce here for about a month, right? This is a weekly chart. We came down, we had one big strong up week, 2, 3, 4 weeks of slight up movement, and then we came down. So even if this has another down leg through here, if this is going to be the top in the market, we'll start to go up through here and we'll start to roll down. Okay? So don't fear this market, don't fear this drop. Right? Now, on the flip side of what I just said there is that if you are long these markets right now, and you're like my good old mate who I spoke to a few weeks ago, who is long all of these markets on a leverage position, don't do that, right? Don't do that. Don't. If you want to be long the markets, just be long one indice. Like right now, I'm long the Russell still. I know. I'm going to get to the Russell in a minute, okay? So it's okay, right? The Russell, tell you right now, guys, you watch. You watch what's going to happen to the Russell. Anyway, so on the S&P 500, same sort of situation. If you want to get in on the S&P 500, you want to buy some more on the S&P 500, or you want to get in, if this is going to be just another good correction here before we see another leg up, remember, let's use our counter trend pullback trend line tool to tell us when there's a good high probability. So if we go back through in time, guess what? We can see that, well, obviously we had this major trend to the upside. So that's that major trend to the upside from there to there. And that's where it's going to get down to first, guys. Big counter trend. I don't think so. So this is just a buy the dip situation, guys. If I actually look at this, I've actually just noticed something through here. Maybe. Right, so we have that level through there. If I use a parallel trend line and I use that through there, there's definitely something going on through there, right? Definitely have that level through there. And then there's another level all through here as well. See that? See the angle? Ooh. What is that? I just noticed that actually. I just noticed that with my eye. As I was drawing that trend line, I'm like, hang on a minute, there's an actually angle through there. And as you can see, right, we picked up all these bits through here. This bit through here, this bit through here, this bit through there, right? So there's that level through there, and there's this level through here. And as you can see, look at all it, pick it up through there. Look at the angle is perfect, right? Absolutely perfect. What does that mean? Really nothing. No, it means something, right? But it just simply means that there's some significant trend lines through here in place. And if we do get a little bit more downside to these trend lines, there's a massive significant levels coming in place here. And even if I bring it down to here, look at that through there. Wow. You even pick up this little bit through it. So that those angles is definitely in place. Interesting. And if I bring this out through to there, and that's actually, so that's, all right. Now I can go back to that. Now I can go back to the counter trend tool I was about to tell you, right? So if you look at the last couple of, if you wanted to buy it, I'm going to draw this here, but let me change this color here to purple, right? And let me make this a little bit thicker so you can see what I mean here. So if this is just a counter trend, if we want to look to buy the S&P 500, right? What do? We just simply use a counter trend tool, right? So, okay, well, if you want to buy it now, cool. You know, you might not get the bottom. I'd rather wait for a bit more probability. So if I draw the trend lines from there to there, and I draw it down from there to there, see, look what happened. As soon as we broke above it, that was a much better time to get in, right? It doesn't mean it's going to go straight up. Like this one went up and then went sideways for a few months and then it went up. But that was a much more high probability time, right? If I create another parallel trend line and I draw it from the peaks, remember this was the small little, if this is going to change back into an upward trend, guess what? Something really simple, right? Notice I don't even have moving averages on my charts. I have nothing on my charts. I have volume, but I'm not even utilizing one, right? This is the power of the actual chart itself, right? Counter trend. As soon as we broke back above, we actually started what? The next leg up. Let's actually now go in and let's zoom right into the last 6 months, right? The last 6 months or last six or so months. And now we can see what? Now we can see we have this overall support line coming down through here. Let's actually draw this through here, right? So that there, if I'm drawing the peaks, I'm just trying to identify the peaks through here. Which is actually, that's actually quite amazing. Look at that there. It actually came down to, so all those peaks through there, as soon as we broke back above, we came down, tested it as support, and then we ran back up. How amazing is that? So test it. We broke above. So we did break above. So if you do get on the break, it may come back down and test it. It may not, right? So a lot of people will say, oh, well, if it breaks it, it's definitely going to come back and test it. And then away we go. So I actually did trade this one right here, right? I did trade this one right here. Only because this was a low, right? Low through there. And there was another high low. Really simple, right? And then we had this big up day. And this big up day was also an increase in volume on the SPY. I traded that with options and I picked up about 50% on the options there. I didn't capture all the move. I got out through here. And then we had another leg to the upside. So if we're looking at getting in on the S&P 500, what do we do, right? What do we do? We now get the parallel trend line and we just draw the peaks, right? Really, 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 really simple. We know the big picture. We know what's going on right now. We know we have Superman moving averages. Trend lines. Superman. I call them Superman because they're probably going to bounce through there, right? And then what we do, we want to connect the peak from there to there. And we say, okay, cool. Well, that's so far, that's the trend line we have to draw, right? So if we're in a big bull market, and if we go back over time, and we can see, wait for the trend is still massively to the upside as we walk through. Once we break above, that's a much better entry point. What is my fascination with pink and purple? John, you have to tell us something? No, I like the ladies, okay? I like the ladies. I'm not going to that side. I'm not going to the dark side, right? I'm going to, actually, I watched, for you guys, I saw a movie recently on Netflix, actually last night, called Brian Banks. My goodness. You see what happened? Leave a comment below. Have you guys actually watched the movie Brian Banks? About the guy who lost 10 years, went to prison because a lady, she said that this guy raped her and the government, the system believed her and all that sort of stuff. It's just like, oh my goodness. Anyway, so leave a comment below. Let me know if you've actually watched that movie called Brian Banks. I've never watched it. It was actually released back in 2018, but I watched the first time on Netflix last night. And wow, the emotions that I had within that was so big. Anyway, back to the regularly scheduled with my pink boxes and pink lines, okay? So we have that breaking through there. So once we start to get a break above there, that's when we know that we're probably likely to be starting what? Next leg up, next leg up, next leg up, next leg up, right? So you'd want to be doing that through there. So let's actually go back down now to here, and let's go back to my favorite one, the Russell. What's going on with the Russell? The Russell's still on an upward trend right now. I can fear and all that sort of stuff, right? So what's happening with the Russell right now? Look what the Russell's doing. So the Russell, to me, I don't know. I believe there's a bit of a slingshot pattern coming out of the Russell. Right now, the trend is still, where is it? Up, right? But we can say, yeah, the top's in with Russell and so on and so forth. You may be right, but there's no valid reason why you say that, right? Low, higher low. There's my fascination with the pink guys again. What's going on here? Maybe I should change the color. Anyway, I like pink and purple. Actually, my favorite color is white, by the way. White and blue. White because I actually like the color white. It's very pure. And blue because I like the water and the ocean and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, back to the Russell here, right? Low, higher lows, and higher lows, right? So what's happening right now? We've just come back down to this level of support. Where we got a big drop through here. No need to worry yet. Now, if the Russell does start to break below 200, and we do that, right? Then guess what? I tell you what, traders. I tell you what. That's probably going to be the top in the markets from there, all right? And then I was completely wrong with the Russell, right? Now, let's go back to here. We're actually at this level of support right now, 210. What actually happens here? I say completely wrong because I actually see a 3,000 target on the Russell, which is a 300 target on IWM. A time frame? I don't know. Maybe this year, maybe not. But I'm still very, very, very bullish to Russell. I think the bullish has a very big slingshot pattern come out of this. And this can actually happen sometimes. Let me show you a stock here, traders. I want to show you something here when it comes to the way these markets can work, right? So let me bring up the good old trading view from it. I want to show you a stock here that I've been watching on the Aussie market, actually. Let me show you the Aussie. And let me just show you this here, because and it was actually on Commonwealth Bank of Australia. All right, stockies. Look at this here. Look what happened here. This is what can actually happen sometimes. And this is where, like, for me personally, guys, I'm always looking at the direction of moving averages, right? Look at the direction of moving averages, because look at this here. Whenever we do get these strong moving averages through there, that's pretty strong, right? And then this flattening out period, and then we got this strong period. So as we had this strong moving average, what did this stock do? It broke out, came all the way down really fast, and then bounced. I believe that's what the Russell's going to do, right? I could be wrong, but look what happened here, right? Big move up through here. And then we had the big drop down through there, came down to support, tested it. It created what I call white space. Whenever we get this white space here, bit of a thing that I learned a long time ago, guys, is this called white space. If this resistance level here, which it is resistant, if a market comes up and comes down like through there and it finds support and there's a bit of white space in there, then that's probably going to find a bit of support. So if we have a bit of a resistance level through here, resistance, if it breaks up and comes straight down like that, there's no white space, right? But if it comes up like here and comes down, you can see how there's actually a lot of white space here. So white space tells me that this is probably this resistance level in the past. If it is white space, it's probably going to be support, right? So there is some resistance in the past. Look at this here. Had this white space there, and it found support. So the purpose of moving that up through there is that's what I believe we're likely to see on the good old Russell from there. I also want to show you guys the same analysis when it comes to Tesla, right? I know you guys are interested in Tesla. So as you can see, I've already got my trend line drawn, right? It's really simple. So let's have a look at Tesla. So let's have a look at Tesla on the weekly charts. Let's get the big picture going on through here, right? The real big picture. And actually, I see there's probably a bit of a trend line coming down through here somewhere. Right, so if I'm going to draw a trend line, there's probably something going on down through there, I would say. This is where it actually connected. This is where it closed through there, right? All through there. So you can see this is a major break and then came down and found support. So Tesla could be actually a really good buying opportunity right now. And the reason why is, look at this here. What has Tesla done? Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, higher high. This could be a higher low. All this could really be is a significant move from the low to the high and find support. Now remember, let's take the Fibonacci off. We're right at the 50% level on Tesla. So we have resistance, resistance, resistance. You can see also we have this support level 3. So let's go back now to the short term, last say 6 months. And where are we at? We're actually at this level through here. And we could also actually have a bit of a trend line coming up through there somewhere. Possibly through there, maybe even through there somewhere, like that through there. Now, once again, with Tesla, where would be a really good buying opportunity? Through here, right? Because if this is going to be a significant higher low in the markets and we're going to see another big strong move, then where would you want to be getting involved with Tesla? Right now, we're actually at this level through here. That's that major level that we had on that weekly chart, right? Back. If I zoom my charts right back out, you can see that's actually pretty long-term through there. Right? That's that long-term weekly chart line through there. So is that going to hold? It's neither here or there. Well, we can just take it off the screen. And we can look at what's happening here. And we can say, okay, then even on the last 6 months, what's been happening? Low, higher low. We have this move from there to there. And look where we got to. We got down to this level through here, and we're squeezing back up again. So if Tesla does hold through here, and we start to get a little bit of a sort of a support level through here, and we start to get back above level through here, what you want to see is some sort of maybe a bit of sideways action, and then a breakout with some good volume, right? So notice this point through here. So notice this bar right here, right? That bar right there. If you look at the volume, I'm getting to some more sort of deep sort of. Notice how we had this sideways, and we had that strong up bar, but then we had what? That volume right there. Notice this volume here was, if I zoom this, notice this volume here, right? This volume this day here, we had actually had all this small volume for quite some time. Actually, wrong one, John. So we actually had, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of low volume and then an increase in volume. What does that actually mean? An increase in volume means that there's a lot of buyers coming back into the markets. And then as you can see, then we had the rise. So if we start to utilize what we've learned on this video so far, and we start to go through this analysis through here, we can see what? We can see we've had this really big drop to the downside. We're now in this potentially counter trend, which is what? Which is when the market goes up, we go through these counter trends, and the market goes back up again, and then we have this big counter trend through here, and then we go back up again, right? And these are 50 to 60% retracements and so on and so forth. If this is going to be one of these ones again, then guess what? Just wait, look out for that there. That's what I'm looking at for myself anyway. Because if we do something like this, and then we get another nice little break up there, and we start to get small volume, small, and then something like this, something like that going on. Like, guess what? That could possibly, I do believe then, because if we look at this level, what is that level also? This level here is what? Major resistance levels in the past, right? That's that major support resistance level in the past. And as you can see, coming back through here. So I do believe Tesla could be a good buying opportunity real soon. Tesla, there might be something going on there through it. So keep an eye over that, guys, through there. So let's actually get into the gold and silver market for me, right? So there's actually a lot of things happening with the gold and silver, guys. So looking at the gold market, myself, guys, I think there's just by looking at this gold market here. Let me bring on my moving average first, all right? This is a short-term moving average on my charts through here, and look what's happening. Okay, we're starting to increase through here, and we're starting to form a trend again, right? So as you can see, look what happened through here: low, higher low, and we had this higher low through here, and then we had this same low, and a high, and the same high. So an upward trend is what? Higher high, higher low, higher low. We do that, right? But what happens when we start to do something like this? We start to go sideways, don't we? But what happens if we're starting to go sideways and we break out, make a higher high, come back down and make a higher low? Notice how we're now we're starting to see a new upward trend in this market. So what do we see through here? We see what? We see now the market right now. And as you can, one thing that you can see, Trey, is my terminology and the way that I'm speaking is this is what the market is doing. So let's actually respond to the markets, not respond to your fears, because your fear is, it's always wrong. Even my fear is always wrong. So we have this low point through here. We have this higher low through here. Okay. And we have this movement through here. So to me, and is gold open right now? I think gold is open right now, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is today. Yeah, I think it is today. Anyway, so I do believe gold, guys. Gold could be one of those markets that could be getting ready for another move to the upside. And if we do start to see a nice break up, especially on the GLD, the good old gold, right? Look at this here. This is the GLD price. Look at that through there. Really nice. Bam, bam, bam. All this sideways movement. Tell you right now, guys, I'm now getting very excited about gold as a trading opportunity for me. I had this really nice trade through here. From there to there, had this beautiful trade through here. And now all this time we're watching gold go sideways, gold could be setting up, guys, for another amazing trading opportunity. And then this another leg, like, gold. For you guys that are gold bugs out there, there's something really big coming right now in gold. And if we do get that, remember I said before, right? What are we looking for? What I'm looking for. Remember I said before about I'm looking for a breakaway bar with volume. Look at this here. See that bar there? See that strong, see all these small little bars, and then we had that big strong bar? That was the volume spike there. See the volume spike? Right? So give me one of those combinations. If you get some of that, something like that going on, beautiful entry point for this guy, me. And then I'll probably be utilizing options, and then if that happens, guys, man, we could be getting ready for a move up to 3,000, and that could be an incredible opportunity. So gold's been really good to me this year, guys. Again, for my options trading here, I picked up close to 400% on my options because this thing had just such a big move. Anyway, let's now go look at silver. So silver, let's take everything off the screen here when it comes to the silver market. Silver. And let's see what we can see through here. So we definitely do know that the good old silver, actually, let's bring on the SLV, because that's the market that we can trade, right? Or we can trade any market if we want, can't we? So that's that level all through there. I can definitely see that we've actually got a possible, yeah. So that's that level through there, right? So we've got this support level through here, support level. We definitely bounced off this level through here, which is this long-term level coming up through here on silver. So beautiful. We also have this level through going on through here as well too. So we have this resistance level here, support, support, and there's resistance level through here. If we have a look at the weekly charts, by utilizing trend analysis, what do we see? We see that, to me, this is just a big move up before this big move down is probably going to be a higher low, and then away we go again. Because now, remember, sideways, there's my fascination with purple again, isn't it? Let me change the color. Black, sideways. Higher high. This is probably going to be a higher low, guys. So, for you guys that are interested in the silver market, what am I going to suggest of utilizing as a tool that you may want to look for as an entry point? Aha, my counter trend line tool, which is not really a tool, it's just a trend line, right? But this is the counter trend through here. So we can see we've got this squeezing up through here. We definitely have this whole level through there. If you wanted to get in a bit earlier, then it may, that if we start to break above, because we had this support, and here, if we start to get back above this level on the $26.50 level on SLV, then we're most likely to start to make a move back up to this level through here. From on a bit more of a probability basis, that if we want to capture that next move up, if it's going to be that next move, we'd want to see a break above here, right? Remember I said before about the trend lines and so on and so forth, right? Whenever we do get the counter trends, we get this nice trend line coming down through here. Actually, that's not in the case, because there was no trend through here. Lower highs. So there actually was no trend through there. So forget that. So if we want to look for a point, right, we'd look for a point and come up through here. So what may end up happening is we get something like that. We come up through there, we come down through here, and then we get a breakout, and then we start to see a move. So that's what I'm noticing on the SLV market. And let's actually bring this up through to here. So that's what I'm seeing on the SLV market. Now, there's a few markets that I'm getting really excited about, actually, and that is the mining sector. And the reason why is because if I bring up the GDX, look at this level through here. What's the trend clearly on the GDX? What's the trend? It's up, right? Lows, high lows, high lows, high lows. This could be another higher low here. And notice what do I have through here? I have my what? My funky dunky what? Counter trend line. Because remember, once again, when the market goes up and we have these movements on the downside, which is just a counter trend pullback because the trend is up, and then you draw a trend line over the peaks through here like that. As soon as we break back above, we're getting ready to go again, right? So you can see it. You can just see this also through here as well too, right? So you can see that the last counter trend on the big bull market was through there, as you can see through there, right? And then as soon as we actually got what? As soon as we actually got that move through there, which by the way had what? Was this increase in volume through here. So we had this. Let me just zoom right in so I can show you, right? So it's a combination, right? It's counter trend, and then we had this large bar up through there, and we had an increase in volume. What did that mean? We're now getting ready to what? We now have a probability of now seeing a move to the upside. Aha, right? So strong bar, an increase in volume spike. We get something like that going on soon, guys. Well, guess what? Could be awesome off the good old GDX through there. So that's the GDX. And then if we have a look at some of the actual mining sector, so for example, NEM. If you look at NEM has already actually had what? NEM has already had its actually moved to the upside, hasn't it? It's already, there's no real counter trend here. So we can't use, there's no real good counter trend here on NEM. But if we look at the gold, Barrick Gold, then there's a few things that's happening here with Barrick Gold, firstly. Well, the big thing is what? The big thing is that's that resistance level through there. But the big thing is if we just take everything off the screen, this is that long-term trend line coming down through here, by the way, guys. Very long-term trend line, and now we're finding support levels through there. So it's neither here or there right now. On the short-term analysis on there, on the good old gold market is what? Check this out. We can see higher lows, same low. Market go up, Now we're doing what? Now we're doing one of these little counter trend pullbacks, aren't we? Ooh. Right, bring on the good old Fibonacci tool. Right, we're right at that 50% level. So what comes next out of this level through here? Because just like we talked about in the past, right, whenever you do get what? See, it's the same thing, guys. It's such a powerful combination, right? There's that large bar off the counter trend, and there was the volume there on the entry, and away we went. Right? So it's such a powerful entry point. Anyway, now if that happens, we could be getting ready for another move to the upside, because the really awesome thing about this is, as you can see, that we had this whole level all through here being a significant support level, resistance, and now support in the past. So Barrick Gold could be getting ready for another move back. So the mining sector, the actual gold and the mining sector right now are shaping up. Right, now they are different, guys. They are different, right? Because they're different. They're different patterns. Now they're forming something similar right now, but they are different. And so looking at that level through there, if we do break up, the thing is that there's actually a little bit of short-term resistance around that $20 level there with Barrick Gold. But if Barrick Gold does break through the 20 level, then Barrick Gold could be getting ready for a really big move, right? This Barrick Gold here could be shaping up to having a really big move to the upside from there. So there we go, traders. There's a bit of an update across all the markets from here. I could probably go along through all these individual markets from here, but this is actually, you can see the deep TA of what I do through here. Traders, if you do need some help and you enjoyed this lesson today, this coaching session today, then you may be a good fit for my coaching program. There's that link in the description there. You can actually go click on that. Go fill out the application form, guys, and I will personally call you to see if you're a good fit. The coaching program is all about every single day you're with me for half an hour to see what I'm doing, and then I spend up to an hour every day as well, sort of answering your questions, going over any answer, anything you're doing right now, and just personally giving you the help there every single day. So go fill that in right now, guys, and I'll see you real soon.